25 minutes now. We're just getting started a little bit after the fact, but all is good. All is swell. We're jumping into the game. PomPoms versus Reason Gaming, somewhat of a grudge match between two of Europe's top teams.
All right, we're going to be kicking off here. We are going to be having these serious tags, man. We got the PomPoms on the attack at the moment here. We got an initial push here from Crowd on the... Ooh, they're actually going for a forward spawn right off the bat, and it's a really hard push on this forward spawn. This is not something that we generally saw in the weeks previous, but that Kira is going to be lasering down that spawn and completely shutting down that initial push.
Yeah, all right. Right off the bat, we're already seeing Kira in play, so something a little bit maybe out of the ordinary, although we've had very little time to experience the new mercs in the rotation. But yeah, look at that. Actually, a plant on the generator already for the defending team, so Reason Gaming wants to already cut off an avenue of attack for PomPoms here, and that I don't think this thing is going to get disarmed, actually. Reason Gaming starting out very strong here.
And it looks like Chicken and Waffles is trying to hold it down himself, but he's getting a little bit of flack over here from the balcony side. An interesting tight angle there. But yeah, it looks like this generator is going to go down, and there's just going to be a lot of time eaten up in this fight. We got Israel having to back out of there. Serious Wizard pushing forward, but he's going to be down. Having a Sawbones down is no fun at all. We got Sun Commander still left alive, but it looks like Reason's going to be able to take this room back over and confirm this explosion of the generator.
Boom goes the dynamite, and down goes the generator. So one avenue of attack already gone for PomPoms here. Looks like they're trying to get that forward spawn, but it's no dice as Reason Gaming responds and takes control of the area completely. We've got Titan trying to face off, pushing very far. Or sorry, that was Swizzard. Never mind. But look at this offensive position by Reason Gaming right now. If this is a sign of early if this isn't a sign of early domination, I don't know what is. This is so far forward, it could actually end up biting Reason Gaming in the ass.
Yeah, we've seen some recent changes in this map in order to allow the attacking team a little bit more of a chance in this initial street. So usually if the teams are balanced at all, you're not going to see a whole lot of action here. They're just going to be able to push up through here. But yeah, like you said, what we're seeing here is exactly the opposite. PomPoms is able to walk this line way forward. Or finally, they're able to take this back a little bit, but we've seen that MG get taken away, as well as some of the ammo crates moved around. But here we go. We've got a couple PomPoms moving up the side, trying to get around here. And actually, like you were saying there, Fish, if they don't watch their net very carefully, they could allow a few holes, and we've got a Sawbones and a Nader pushing forward to the balcony now. And they might not have too much to do up here. But they have an opportunity to sit a little bit.
They haven't been noticed yet. They haven't been noticed. Could they get a back right here? JPB is going to try, but he's not synced up with his teammate, unfortunately. He's gonna... Oh, he doesn't get either of the kills. But they're still doing a lot to push Reason Gaming out of position here.
I'm surprised that back rage worked as well as it did. It actually took them a few seconds to realize where that pain was coming from. And now we've got the PomPoms almost completely taking over the balcony. And yet again, they're going for a push on the forward spawn. It looks like Serious Wizard was the only one to get that memo, however, and he's going to be left down. We've got just about everybody taken out at this point. We're seeing a little bit of damage go on the wall itself as we have a, well, we had at least a Vasily up there throwing down some shots. But Chicken and Waffles taking that back approach, making sure that nobody gets near that wall.
I really liked PomPom's positioning there for a moment. It looked like they had advantage. They had the objective area pretty much locked down. Pixel, though, they didn't push in and capitalize.
Yeah, we're seeing some maybe miscommunication in terms of when to push off of that balcony. So they've been walked back over here towards the generator room once again.
It seems that there was a really good hold, obviously, and when the two players got round the back and actually managed to get into the MG house, I honestly feel like they should have just gone and planted the C4 and actually pulled all the players back at once. But instead they didn't. They fought through it. They actually managed to get into a decent area, but then really, because of the bad position in the back where they started almost, it's a little bit better. But I'm surprised that they keep letting this Fragger and Medic combo get in behind them.
Which isn't difficult to do if you're trying to push as far forward as Reason is. But yeah, you're right. They need to be able to capitalize on those moments when they take them. I mean, it's difficult to hear when they're making that plant. Even a slow plant from a Sawbones or a Nader, that would have done the job of diverting everybody's attention all at once, allowing the PomPoms to push forward. But we're almost back to square one here.
A really interesting positioning, I think, here for Reason Gaming. I mean, they've taken very unorthodox positions on defense, and they're never in the same place twice. They continue to rotate around these defensive areas. I mean, just previously we saw a couple of them, 4 of them actually, stacked up on the staircase area, and then they collapsed in, back raged, and that really pushed PomPoms almost all the way back into their spawn now. It's going to be Titan and Israel sticking up on the top side of the map, and they're going to even drop down and try to back rage and come from a different angle, once again dropping the turret as well. Israel going for the kills and successfully back raging here. The flank is real.
It's never a good sign to see the fight pushed up to the street at all, but I'm just looking for these opportunities for somebody to push through the lines and make something happen, and they're kind of walking it forward more as a group now. We've got Serious Wizard and Crowed. Crowed is actually pushing through luggage for the first time in this map. We've had several minutes knocked off, and we're finally seeing a little bit more of a traditional play. Less attention on the forward spawn at the moment.
Now, just before he actually got to the luggage area, he did manage to repair the generator, which means that that forward spawn point camp that we saw Reason holding onto is going to be lost now. So hopefully we can see PomPoms get back into a position where they can keep pushing through that lobby and hopefully move towards a forward spawn capture, or maybe even capping the first objective.
I mean, here on Terminal, to me, it feels like you definitely want to split people up onto the staircase and straight through the building as well, and you have a sort of timing there. But we haven't really seen a very strong, like, 4 or 5-man push coming from one or either of the directions. It looks like that might actually finally happen right here, as the generator room is now finally taken. And here they come, rushing in. The Titan's going out first. And it looks like Reason Gaming are dominating here, as PomPoms only have 4 left. 3 left at the objective.
It's all going to be about Sun Commander right now as he's trying to keep JPB alive, which is going to be an important factor in holding down this back hallway, using those nades to hold things down. But now she's going to try to get that martyr, but no can do. It's not going to be held for very long, and no plant either.
Seeing that Kira laser coming out again, trying to get some picks onto this area just before you go onto the MG balcony. Unfortunately, it's not going to be used, but it is going to hold them back for a few more seconds. It looks like we are going to get a split push, 2 onto the balcony area and 3 onto luggage any second now, but how long is it going to take them? It seems like they're wasting a lot of time.
The split is definitely a lot more traditional, I would say. It's definitely a lot more effective. We got Kala and Serious Wizard waiting for that trigger to get pulled. They're trying to stay in hiding at the moment. Kala throwing a grenade, expecting a push up here from Israel and the rest of the Reason team. But they're going to be taking over this balcony, just trying to flush out this room. This is 3 players to take down, and they all go down. This is a great opportunity for them to push forward to the hallway, and we might have a plant here. Maybe a slow plant coming from Sun Commander. Yeah, there it is.
And the rest of Reason are down for 4 seconds still. That was, I think, 8 seconds when all players were actually down and gibbed, which is going to allow them to get this set up. They've just captured the forward spawn. They just missed the timing of the spawn, so they are going to be actually spawning close, Reason, and able to jump on it straight away. But it's going to be a fight to reclaim that now, and it's not going to be easy by any means.
Well, here comes a bit of a Cura here. We've got turrets coming up as well. It's still only Sun Commander on the objective itself, and he's going to go down due to a nice nade there. And we've got Israel going for the fast defuse. Oh, but here comes a nade, and
the nade
Kala
is huge.
Takes him down. Chicken and Waffles is also Bushwhacker right there. And yeah, the meds can't come in fast enough, but there's the defuse finally.
So that kind of surprised me. I almost expected with the recent changes to the way that the medics work that kind of revive on the point wouldn't be used. It'd be kind of avoided, but we did see it. It wasn't quite as effective, did take a little bit longer and was a little bit more sloppy, but it certainly still works. So at least they can fall back on that if the time calls.
Now we do have another slow plant here on the wall. It's interesting to note that the PomPoms aren't actually running any engineers right now, just relying on the time that they have from the forward spawn to hold things down. But we've got Nader, we've got Fragger. We should see a lot of explosions on the C4 itself as Chicken and Waffles and Israel are trying to take this back. So we're going to have all 3 of them on it. But here come grenades, and man, they're just coming from everywhere. We've got about a third of the C4 defused. It's still going to be Israel on it. We've got Potty back behind the crate to take him down and keep him back up.
The revive
but he's going to be able to get it.
Wow, and that's already 9 minutes, well, 9.5 minutes into this first half. of Terminal, and we really haven't seen much progress. We've seen them manage to finally break out of that forward camp that they had, and we've seen them take the forward spawn, but the last few attempts, they've had 3 bombs down now, which have all been defused. It's looking like a difficult push. Maybe they need to switch out for some more burst damage so they can actually cover that point and actually get some Gibbs instantly, or at least try and find some more advantageous positions to be holding in. But first off, they really need to try and replant that bomb.
Yeah, it's telling that we've seen as many successful both Fragger and Nader nades on the objective itself, but without actually having anybody with line of sight on the hallway or on that corner, you're not going to be able to have the bullet pressure, and you're not going to be able to take down your medic who's just, you know, waiting for your engineer to go down. So I'm not sure if this is really a strategy they can rinse and repeat.
JPB has got a massive pick onto Israel and a massive pick onto Titan. This is almost like the perfect opportunity to actually get something done right now. There's only one player up, and that's Potty, and the rest of the players are down for 11 seconds. This is going to buy them an awful lot of time to reset up, get some ammo, get some all the med packs thrown out, and get into some better positions, and hopefully be able to hold this point, because there's actually only going to be one more defensive wave able to happen if they want to get a decent hold after this objective. We're actually going to follow from Israel right now, who is going to be running in through the main windows, drops down, and he's instantly gibbed. That's the engineer down. It's not looking likely, this.
Hey, PomPoms is showing signs of life here on Terminal. It is a late plant, but at least it looks like it will be going through. Although there are still Recent Gaming's folks coming from both sides, actually, collapsing in here. But no, the kills do go to Fauna, who is able to clutch this out for his team. And with only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, we are finally moving on to the next objective. At least they got one. It's a moral victory, but it's also realistically potentially something that could lead them to victory. I mean, this is Terminal we're talking about here. That first objective can be very difficult to pull out in the end here. So PomPoms now moving on to the second objective, and let's see how Recent Gaming sets up on defense. Pixel, on defense, you definitely want to have you want to make sure that you have the balconies. That's a very crucial area to hold on to, correct?
Oh, the balcony with the MG nest near the defender spawn is certainly the most important place to hold in Terminal right now. You want to really have a sniper up there and be able to just... it's not really about holding the balcony yourself, but it's more about making sure that the attackers can't hold the balcony, because once they're up there, they are spawning above where you're going to be spawning, and they've got good coverage onto both of the actual containers. So just trying to force them out of there at all times is your number one priority, really, obviously, after defending the crates themselves. And it looks like it's being missed. Crowd manages to get the plant off. He is probably going to go down, and he does, but there are a few more PomPom players in the way. And, interesting.
Oh, look at this. This match is turning right up on its head as PomPoms are near the objective. There are definitely... Recent Gaming definitely has a man advantage here, as their entire team is more or less spawned, and they're going to get the kills. But this plan at least pushes Recent Gaming into an awkward stance, and they're going to have to figure out, they're going to have to reset all their defensive positions at this point.
I was really putting a lot of money on Kala right there. He was the one fragger up on top of the balcony, and he almost was able to curve that grenade in to get some damage on the Bushwhacker, but no can do, and that C4 is going to be defused. We've only got just over a minute and a half to get both of these C4s down. Not even that, considering the timer on the C4 itself. So this might well be in Reason's hands.
Yeah, we're talking about 30 seconds now, and for that to happen with a 10-second spawn, it's looking very unlikely now, unless in this wave they can make something happen. But JPB also goes down, and I would call it here. So PomPoms is not going to be able to really do anything to these two objectives now, but they did manage to take the wall, which means that if they were to full hold Reason on the first objective, they will be taking the victory, something which is very important. Some people think, oh well, there's only a couple of minutes left, it really doesn't make a difference, but honestly, every single objective makes a massive difference in Dirty Bomb, especially when you've always got the opportunity to maybe get that full hold in there. So PomPom still everything to play for, but Reason Gaming did an amazing hold, and I really love that first strategy where they pushed up. So yeah, a great match so far.
Absolutely. PomPoms definitely the underdog in this tournament, or in this match. And again, it is a single elimination tournament. It's pretty harsh, but it's the way we've set this thing up. So PomPoms going to be fighting for their lives here. It's too bad that that they weren't able to get that first objective a little bit quicker, because they certainly made a decent play for the planting on the final objective here. But that's going to be it for the first half of the first match of the first ever Dirty Bombs tournament with a serious prize pool. And we do appreciate every one of you tuning in today. See, we've already got over 1,000 viewers on the stream, so welcome to each and every one of you. Looking at the kills here, the one thing that stands out is, wow, Fana with that fragger doing some serious work.
I gotta say, just for the halftime tune in here, I didn't realize that Reason Gaming had actually picked up 3 new players, and Israel, Fana being the other one, I didn't realize Fana was playing, and also Israel's Turret, because the thing is that Matcha and Israel are both really good, but Matcha is still stuck in that proxy mode where he just likes to play proxy, so, you know, Israel bringing that Bushwhacker Turret in, along with Fana, who obviously is a really, really strong fragger when he's in a comfort zone that obviously Reason Gaming can provide. My prediction now is Reason Gaming just stomping the house.
Yeah, I didn't notice that Fana had jumped in as well at the time, and that does make a massive difference. Fana is one of the best fraggers that actually plays the game, to be honest. You may not have heard of him recently, because I don't think he's really played in many of the cups. But all I can say is we've known from playing this game back in beta and alpha, he's just always been one of those really consistent fragger players who has always been lacking like a really good team to actually help him reach that next level, and I think that this is definitely going to be it.
Yeah, the thing with Fana is he can easily get boxed into a place where he's not really as aggressive as he wants to be or needs to be, but when you have players that are all as good as players on Reason Gaming, I think Fana can fall into that comfort zone and really come out on top with a lot of frags, as well as, you know, especially on defense. I think defense is his game for sure, but yeah, really, really good performance by him in this.
I would kind of expect Fana on the attack to be more of a flanking fragger, if that makes any sense. Like, he'll be the one that always like seems to be out of the fight, but then just comes in at the right moment and cleans up. If he plays anything like I've seen him play in pugs and scrims and in public in the past. So I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic, because we know that Reason have always been kind of set on strategies on certain maps, and Terminal definitely being one of them. So I'm interested to see how this turns up. I have no idea right now.
Alright, switching sides. This time it's going to be Reason Gaming on attack, facing off against PomPoms. Reason Gaming, of course, recently picked up, formerly known as Initialized, one of the top teams in the world right now. You know, arguably in Europe, it's a very, very close race between the top 3 teams. But Initialized, aka Reason Gaming now, has always been at the top. But look at this, it's a full 5-man push going straight through the generator room. This could be very good or very bad for Reason, as they're extremely bunched up in that room.
Chicken and Waffles getting a pick on JPB right now, and we're seeing more pressure on the forward spawn, but here comes an airstrike. Titan's going to need to get the hell out of there, get back into luggage, as we still have Kala and Sun Commander, both of them taken down, in fact, opening the way for this passage to be opened up, and we've actually got Israel on the wall right now, making sure the way is clear in order to get this plant. He's got Titan as Sawbone's backup, and within the first few seconds, we've got an initial plan.
Yeah, and I want to shout out Chicken and Waffles positioning, shooting straight through the generator room up onto balcony, clearing that out for his team, allowing them to push in more or less unopposed. So nice stuff by Chicken and Waffles, getting the headshots. You know, the sniper is such a precarious position because if you don't hit those headshots, you're basically useless. You know, it is Chicken and Waffles, one of the best there is in this game.
Israel was just about to completely show off. He managed to do the wall jump to get into the side route, and he was just about to try and sneak past when a couple of the PomPom players did spot him out. That would have been hilarious if we saw that. And we are seeing the Kira beam, which is going to be used to defend that bomb plant for the last few seconds. And that is going to be good game. I wonder if they're going to play it out. It'd be interesting to see if they do. It looks like they're definitely going to try to. But already we have the first map going over to Reason Gaming in an amazing... I didn't even see how long that was. But it was a very, very fast push of only a couple of minutes.
And I gotta hand a lot of that to Chicken and Waffles. He had some pretty amazing jump shots there, making sure that there was plenty of coverage on the wall. Not that there ended up being a huge need for that. So much pressure coming from Reason right now. And it looks like we're still gonna have a few guys up here. We got Israel still on the balcony. We're also gonna have Fauna able to provide some backup as that fragger, and Israel's gonna be coming right across the main objective right now. It looks like they're mostly just having a laugh right now, just getting in a few more frags before this respawn. Oh, but we got that Kira getting an initial plant on the B side and the A side, actually. And yeah,
there we go.
That's it. It's done.
So, Train Yard. If this is actually going to be the map that's played, I'm assuming it is, and that's why we switched to it. I think that we are going to see, well, to be honest, another Reason victory here. Reason, the aggression that they just showed in that previous match was fairly impressive. I mean, there were a few tiny little mistakes that are coming out from, obviously, players not knowing each other. We did see Fana walk off without a medic early on, but it didn't really make much of a difference. They was able just to simply out-frag PomPoms. So, I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I think the frags are a rather key point there. The fact that they were able to push up to the spawn side street so early in the game and hold it for a relatively long amount of time. I tried to mitigate my opinion on enemy territory games by saying that kills aren't everything, but when it's that lopsided, it certainly is a factor.
So it looks like we're going straight into starting it up.
I like this. No delays whatsoever. These teams are hungry to play. Let's take a look at the rosters. So far on attack, we have Reason Gaming. It's going to be 2 Sawbones, a Fragger, a Sniper, and of course that Bushwhacker on objective. And on defense, we've got basically actually the exact same loadout except for switching out instead of an Engineer. You've got Crowed hanging out in the Skyhammer.
Now, on the first objective in Terminal, I can see the justification for being able to take that forward spawn and give yourself plenty of time to either get the plant or the defuse, so you don't need to have that Engineer. Here in Train Yard, the pressure on the objective is nearly constant. I don't really know if we're going to see this this team go without an Engineer for too long.
Well, straight off the start, we noticed that Reason went for a full MG push, and it's kind of gone a little bit lopsided right now.
A little bit.
We've seen the opening frags from Carlo, which was a double nade. Finally, Reason are all on a full spawn together, so maybe they can make something work this time, but that was a sloppy first and second spawn for Reason, and let's see if that's a sign of things to come. Oh, but Chicken Waffles taking out JPB right at the start is going to mean that Sniper is down, and it looks like Reason Gaming have totally taken over this generator side of the bridge, and wow.
Yeah, the gate is completely in the hands of Reason right now. We got Chicken and Waffles aiming down the way. We got Titan on the backup there. Where's Israel, though? Yeah, I guess he had to catch a longer spawn. He's going to be on the other side over towards the MG. On the MG itself right now. He's got Crow to worry about, though, and Israel goes down. He's got no medic to back him up right now.
It's still 3-on-2 over at the objective point. That said, revives have come out. 5 versus 5 is about to come in again. Fana is trying to contest for that generator side, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get an hold of it. Or is he? He's going in. Takes one. Is he going to get the second? He does before getting taken down by JPB, who has changed out from that Sniper to the Nader. Probably a result of having a few too many headshots at the hands of Chicken Waffles.
No kidding. That was definitely a case of being able to take over that entire side of the map and then going, now what? We're not in a good position to put pressure on the objective itself. Our Engineer's on the other side. He went down. Kind of had to give it up there.
Well, would you look at this? 2.5 minutes in, and Reason Gaming has made absolutely no progress. So PomPoms holding strong here. Although that's a double kill for Fauna. It's a medic fragger combo that's been taken down right off the bat, and that is a relatively hugely long spawn. Wow, so Reason just completely shut down once again here. Yeah, so hitting a complete brick wall so far on Train Yard. This first objective can be difficult to make progress on, but with how many different avenues there are to attack from, you know, it isn't too common to see holds that last more than 5, 6, 7 minutes here. So I'm expecting to see something interesting coming out of Reason Gaming, whether that's going under the bridge and going around the back, whether that's coming from both sides in perfect synchronism. But actually, look at this. It's a full 5-man push going straight towards the MG sides. Nades coming in from every direction. We've got a nader and a fragger. The fragger goes down for the defensive team and is gibbed. But he has a quick respawn there. Will be back up in action. But the turret doing lots of work here. So the nice offensive position for the turret. And look at this slow push. It's really working out for Reason Gaming this time. Finally getting the momentum and getting the position on the objective. But are they going to be able to capitalize? It looks like it's going to be a respawn here in just a second. They should be able to get the objective down. Though, will they get it? There's enough time here. Nades are being queued by Fauna, and in they come.
Crow did an amazing bit of delay work there. I'm sure they did manage to actually get the plant down, but he bought in a good 5 or 6 seconds, which may not seem like a lot, but it is going to mean that we're going to see the defenders with 2 full spawn waves to try and defuse this, and it looks like they're going to need it. And oh my god, Serious Woods have just got caught out on a full spawn, which is going to make this push ever so much harder. So, oh, it's not looking good for PomPoms right now after a really good hold for 2 minutes.
Nice entry frag there for JPB though. Nades right on point. JPB continuing his reign of dominance here, getting a couple more kills, so they might have a chance here. They have the engineer on the objective. There's still time. It's counting down. It's 3, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it's finally yeah, disarmed. So with 3 seconds left, Crowd gets it. PomPoms holding strong.
I really appreciate the composure there. There was no real push towards the objective itself just to get the defuse for the sake of it. They made sure that the entire defensive side of the map was back in their hands. They even assumed that the gate was closed, actually, so they actually pushed over through the riverside, which helped them out take over the MG room once again and finally get that defuse without actually a whole lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. What I noticed is that Sun Commander and the fragger over on PomPoms managed to just get behind Reason, who seemed to have just had a bit of a lapse in concentration and totally ignored them walking up the side steps towards them, and they was able to kill out 2 or 3 people, and then that allowed the engineers to get on there and obviously get the defuse. So
Potty's slow planting it. It's gonna take for freaking ever, but he's gonna get that must have been like less than half a second from being planted. Potty's got to be kicking himself for that, but a well-placed nade for the defensive team here. All the engineers down and gibbed as well for Reason Gaming, so if they're going to plant it, it's going to be a slow one, and I don't think they're going to have time to at this point.
Serious Wizard is actually attacking from what used to be the ammo room, but this time we've got the gate finally closed now, so this is going to be a much more aggressive push on the right side of the map from the attacker side. We're going to be seeing Israel creeping up towards the objective, hiding behind the wall, going for the plant, trying to keep it as open as possible to allow it to be shot a little bit easier, but he's going to have to take the safer approach and at least get the plant down. We've got JPB on that nader, clearing the way, but he's going to be getting damage from both sides as we have Titan coming down here. He's got not got anybody to revive, but he can at least throw down some bullets and keep some pressure off of the C4.
And Fauna's revived by his teammate, jumps straight in there, so a good opportunity here, but still not down and out for PomPoms. They have a chance to get the disarm here as their entire team has respawned, but they only have about 1 solid push, if that, and they got to make it right in here right now. And again, you're right, that side door is closed, so it's going to force everyone through the same direction. No nades in the hands of Fauna, though, so they're coming in undisturbed, but look at that laser just bouncing back and forth. I think that's going to be the first objective here for Reason Gaming.
They weren't even really able to commit to a river push. Chicken and Waffles was holding that down so effectively. A few guys lost their heads and decided that wasn't the way to go, but after that point, they really had no more options. But look at this pressure on the second objective already. They were at the gates. They were ready for it. This was sort of a bad spawn time for the PomPoms, and they're already in the heat of it.
Train Yard is one of those maps which can really be difficult to defend on once the attackers get a little bit of momentum, and it looks like that momentum is definitely in the hands of Reason right now, who are about to plant, have planted, and now just need to really set up in some decent positions to try and hold this. Hopefully they're going to actually fall back so they can maybe cover this from windows, but it looks like they're going to actually just try and hold behind the train. But right now PomPoms are just swarming the point from all directions, and it's looking like a very scrappy defense indeed. And it's still close though, it's still close.
We got about half of that C4 taken down already. There's a lot of bodies dying next to it, however. Fauna's going to be trying to hold us down as long as possible. Potty's going the other side. We got Kala here. Looks just to clear the way, allowing Crow and crew to come in for the defuse itself, and it doesn't look like Crow's going to have a whole lot of opposition.
There we go, the defuse does come out. That was a really good retake from PomPoms, but I do think that was Reason they had the time to set up into some decent holds, but decided to just kind of all swarm around the back of the blocker carriage. So unfortunately they are going to have to make a push into a fully set up PomPoms, which is going to be 5 times harder than the push that they just made. So yeah, here's the trying, lads.
Chicken and Waffles trying to go for an early pick here. It's no dice, and Titan, the medic for Reason, is going to kill Chicken just to bring him right back up with those defibrillators. But Titan unable to continue to push in and really disrupt this PomPoms defense. Although they do have a one-manage advantage for right now, so a slight advantage for Reason Gaming. I don't think it's enough to push in though. Well, they're trying. Engineer's down, but is he back up? No.
Oh.
The defibs were busted, man. They didn't work. And the engineer does go down.
Unfortunate there. Israel wasn't quite gibbed up. He easily could have been revived to keep that push alive at least a little bit longer to, you know, fall back to the car wash. But here we have rinse and repeat all over again. We got Israel making a push up here. Got a lot of nade damage coming his way. Chicken and Waffles getting an initial pick up here, and Israel's just looking for that way in. He needs to get picked back up here by Potty. We've got a nader. Yeah, we got a nader. It's actually JPB over by the generator itself. Is going to need to be taken care of before they can really make a serious push on this plant. But we got Chicken and Waffles making it. It's down. They're pushing forward. They're going to need to give it up immediately, though. We got both bushwhackers down, but not give, as Potty's making his stay worthwhile.
Titan, this is the first time we've seen Titan play medic. He's usually the fragger for his team, and he continues to whiff a few of these defibrillator shots, though. Not trying to single him out too much, because he's still playing well here. But his team really needs every defib to connect it. And in comes the engineer.
Oh,
the grenade does so much damage, and the give goes down as well for PomPoms engineer. And one thing I've noticed about PomPoms is they have not been stacking the engineers so far whatsoever. In fact, they've been doing quite the opposite, so I don't think any other engineer is in sight or even relatively close to the objective, and PomPoms is going to be relegated to moving on to the final objective here on Train Yard.
That Fauna nade won them that objective easily. That was such an oblique angle to sneak that grenade in there. I thought it was going to bounce off the door, but no. It was snuck in just perfectly.
Oh, some commander looks like he's made a grave error. He just got himself a long spawn. That said, wow. No, I take it all back.
3 long
spawns in a great position.
Yeah, this is a great position. I mean, 10 seconds, you can't get all the way to the objective in 10 seconds, but you can get into a position where you can find the respawning defending team off guard. So let's see what PomPoms can do with this.
They're going to have plenty of time to set up that defense, however. They don't have a whole lot of time to make these deliveries happen.
Actually, if you look at the entire PomPoms team, they are spread so evenly across this map. It's kind of interesting how spread apart they are right now. And on one hand, I like it. On the other hand, it makes me nervous. I mean, if they're not fighting together, then it's not really going to work.
I'm going to be able to communicate at least.
I feel this is a really strange setup. You might have defense everywhere, but you've not got a strong defense anywhere. And I think the 5-man push that we're going to see from Reason now would normally have worked great, but Crow did come in from behind with Serious Wizard, and they are going to be able to start making some work happen. But no, Fanner again with his amazing fragging capabilities was able to clear out a couple of those pom-pom players, and now they are going to be able to move this objective towards the delivery point, but I don't feel like they've got enough time to actually get the objective delivered in this spawn right now. They do need to go for kills once again.
I was actually a bit of a fan of that pom-pom play. You saw that as soon as anybody was spotted, that noose closed, and what was a very widespread defense turned into a little bit of back rage. Unfortunately, those ambushes don't always go your way, and it looks like Reason's still able to push the ball forward here a little bit, but they're stuck on the corner.
This medic work by Reason has been close to obscene. Finally going down, but after revive after revive after revive, it took quite a bit to stop that push in its tracks. And now it's just Chicken and Waffles and Israel who are alive, excuse me, on a longish spawn most of the teams. So Once again, PomPoms has the objective, and wow, where did the time go, Jahar and Pixel? Because we only have 2 minutes left, and Reason Gaming may not be able to set a time here on Train Yard.
It was a very competent hold on that first objective. It was amazing that they took the second as quickly as they did, and now that they're here on this delivery, this is what I consider to be the hardest objective on the map. You've got a lot of room to play with, and you've got a lot of space to cover. It looks like they're going to be pushing up the middle, though. We've got the objective drop down. Israel's trying to make some damage happen with his own Keck, but we've got a lot of collapsing going on here. And it looks like PomPoms is going to be able to hold this down for at least a little bit longer.
So it's really strange right now. Like, everyone seems to have stopped. I think that nobody knows where anybody is. Color does try and come in for some back rage, does end up getting himself gibbed out on quite a short spawn, but I don't think that matters. I think maybe if Reason don't make any more mistakes, but Fana does take out his own medic, they could have maybe made a push on that.
Only 1 minute left, and I gotta admit, I'm somewhat surprised to see Reason Gaming hitting such a brick wall when it comes to this PomPoms defense here on Train Yard.
Oh, completely. We just said as the map was loading up that this is going to be, yeah, like, to be honest, with Fana on the team, you know, it really should be Reason. And I would have stuck with that. But PomPoms have come out with a really strong hold on the first objective. I honestly believe that we would still be at the second objective right now if it wasn't for that amazing nade from Fana. And this third objective seems to have been, well, not even touched right now. I don't even believe that they've got the objective into the main area so far. So, yeah, an amazing hold by PomPoms on this map.
All right, let's see. One more chance. Can they get this? At least one of the objectives? No, they're forgoing it. There's not enough time. It's over. But if you take a look at when the objectives were capped, again, you can just hit tab to see exactly when each objective was capped. It took so long to get that first objective. You know, that first plant on the Train Yard map. It's not one that we expect to see take 7 or 8 minutes.
Well, to be honest, it can be, but I mean, this is the top 8 right now. We would have expected at least one really strong concerted push to come through and be able to break through that first objective. What I did notice is PomPoms were actually playing it really smart. Recently, we've seen a lot of teams start falling back out of the MG to try and hold that area on the tracks just outside of the building itself, rather than going in there, which was really like a kill box where just dozens of grenades would be flying in and mass revives, and you'd have the revive train. But just standing outside the MG was giving them so much splash damage potential in there, and the ability to really focus from multiple angles, where I kind of feel like Reason should have maybe realized that that's what was going on, and maybe all jump out of the window onto the steps, or maybe all just push up towards the gate side rather than keep face planting effectively into this MG nest. So I don't know. I think it was really the first objective time was down to Reason's mistakes more than PomPom's hold, but it was a very good hold. I'm not taking anything away from them there. But definitely, I feel like Reason could have done a little bit better than that.
And one thing that I was just one thing that I was noticing happening a lot. I'm not sure if you guys saw it or not, but Israel was dying so much, and I think it was maybe attributed to Fana not wanting to play as aggressively as I think he should have been. Israel was leading in a lot of those pushes and dying, and when they cleared it, they couldn't plant because obviously the engineer's dead and they're getting a short spawn. So that was the one thing that I noticed from Reason.
Yeah, there were at least 3 pushes where they were able to take the frags, they were able to take the position, they were able to be on the objective, but it ended up having to be a Sawbones planting because Israel was either out of position or had just recently died.
Yeah, completely. So the second round is starting. Oh.
I think everything's going to go full swing now that Reason's on defense. Just saying, I think we're going to see a lot of kills coming out from Fana. Defense is his jam. I feel if it doesn't happen, then I'm excited for it not to happen, honestly. I want to see PomPoms pull things full swing, but we'll see.
This first spawn is very important. Right now, we're actually going to see Kala, who is playing as the fragger, go up towards that MG nest, but we are seeing a split come out from PomPoms, where we did see like a full aggressive push from Reason. The grenades are coming in from Fana, but right now this has been quite a slow, chilled out push. We are seeing Chicken trying to get peaks, and not much is happening on the MG side.
Yeah, this timing between the MG side and the gate side has been a little bit strange, but we've got full kills going on here. We've still got JPB and crew alive, and we got Crowed making a plan.
Uh-oh, Reason Gaming The upset that we did not think would be possible might be underway as we speak. An almost instantaneous plant within about 40 seconds. That plant went down as a 3-man push on the right-hand side, or left-hand side if you're on defense, just comes straight up and is in such a strong position. But look at this, Reason now coming from that same exact angle, trying to get some kills. No, actually a kill and a Gib goes down. Potty too slow on the defibs, and that plant is in a great position. The MG is held by PomPoms. They've got an engineer and a medic right on the objective. Both teams will clash right here, but I don't think Reason Gaming has the time. Oh, here they go! It's the last possible second!
And Waffles managed to pull it off at the very last second, which was an amazing play. Serious Wizard kind of got caught out of position. He was trying to duke around that objective for a fair amount of time, but then did jump straight into 2 of the Reason players, get himself killed out, and then the plant was able to be completed, and the defuse was able to be I can't even get my words out today, guys. The plant was able to be completed. The defuse was... Yeah.
That was just an incredible play. I completely understand your speechlessness right now. Potty and Chicken and Waffles did an excellent job of being able to push up through the river and not die long enough to allow everybody to catch up and put a lot of pressure on the MG side, opening that way up. That was just really well coordinated.
You gotta say, Dirty Bomb is a game of nail-biting moments and heartbreaks. I mean, PomPoms must have been feeling so good about themselves, and then a defuse goes down with less than half a second left on that C4. So pretty insane stuff, and now PomPoms has to go straight back to the drawing board. But, you know, what did they do right in that first push? It was really great medic work. It was getting kills, getting Gibbs, pushing up on the up the staircase side, opposite of the MG, that really got them into that objective.
But now that we've seen that play kind of fall apart and that defuse happen, we haven't really seen anything really convincing since then. It looks like we've had a major reset back to square one, and it looks like Reason has taken over the MG room completely.
But what I was going to say is the first attacker wave on Train Yard is always your greatest opportunity to really get a plant off there. It's where you get the most momentum really off a push, because the defense aren't really set up in positions. They only just arrive at their locations for defense as you are also arriving for your attack. So they was able to take great advantage of that, and right now I think this is where what Inferno said is going to come to fruition, and we are going to see a really strong aggressive defense from Reason. So yeah, PomPoms had a great opportunity. It was so close, but I think that they've got a bit of a longer fight on their hands right now.
They've actually tried to walk this line forward quite a bit, which is a little bit perplexing, but because now the train itself is completely open. We got JPB on site. We've got Kala and Commander moving up through the back way. We got Fauna and Titans there to defend it, and hopefully Titan can keep Fauna alive long enough to completely tear everybody down, which was a risky timing to play with. They were kind of out of sorts there for a few seconds.
So we're actually going to see a setup. We're actually going to see 5 men going onto the right-hand side for the attackers, something that we haven't seen for a while, if at all, in this game so far. We are going to see some picks. We have got Chicken Waffles underneath the bridge, which was a really good position where he wasn't expected to be. But again, Reason just clean up house, really, like, such solid team play right there and such solid positioning. Just, I was expecting them to be able to break with 5 men into a different area. They are going to go and attack 5 men on the other side right now to see if people are caught out of position. They are managing to get a few entry frags, but no. Looks like the hole is going to be
a major push on the MG side, at least. We got Israel moving in from the back. Always love watching Israel's back rage. He's always so effective at it. Well, he's at least going to be taking a lot of attention right now if he doesn't go down.
Alright, the MG side has been collected, which is at least something here for PomPoms, but now they're being straight up pushed back. Not for long, no dice whatsoever. And, you know, what started out as seeming like the best possible beginning for PomPoms is slowly transitioning into looking somewhat hopeless. You know, they're being shut down. One thing I like about Reason's play is that, like I called out in the first map, they're never in the same defensive spots twice. They're always moving, always rotating, always collapsing from different angles, which is really making it difficult for PomPoms to put together a strong attack initiative when you don't know where they're coming from. You can get caught off guard and pulled out of position, and it gets that much harder to coordinate with your team when you're just having to react all the time to differing play and differing positions.
That said, when Reason were doing the attacking, there was still another 2 or 3 minutes, I believe, until they managed to actually get this objective done. So by no means are PomPoms like massively behind, but obviously they really need to get that objective at least planted in the very near future.
Well,
otherwise they are going to find themselves going behind.
We've got Crowd here making a bit of a sneak play. He's the only one really on the bridge. He's going to be, you know, calling a lot of attention to himself. But here's JPB actually moving on forward. We've got the gate open. Hopefully Crowd can get picked back up here in order to get that closed off. There it is, and we've got this plant about halfway down. We've got the gate closed now. We've got Potty, Chicken and Waffles, and crew moving up through the river. It looks like Serious Wizard is once again ready for them. I mean, let's see if he can hold that line a little bit longer. There's JPB to help out. Those nades should be able to be very effective here. But no, there's Potty going down.
And you know what? I may have spoken too soon, folks. I mean, this plan is going to go off. And that's actually... Oh, wait a second. No. No.
There's that turret making it happen.
Oh,
yeah.
Crowd.
It wasn't possible that time. A couple milliseconds difference. Crowd picks up a triple, although I'm not going to give him too much credit for that one. Let's talk about the fact that those objectives were
plan's
tapped.
going down, right? Right now,
Whoa.
they've got
Potty's
completely out of position with them 3 people dying on
Potty's
the actual...
Potty! How did they not see him? Potty was just hanging out behind the wall.
And he's still
That
alive!
was hilarious.
That was
And
beautiful.
Crowd said sneaky because sneaky it sure was. And, you know, I have to completely eat 100% of my damn words because that first objective was capped faster.
Only just though, let's be honest, you was pretty damn close to your prediction, mate.
Was
We're talking
close.
about 10 seconds or something there. I think that it was a decent plan. I don't think that PomPoms did anything wrong. I don't think Reason did anything wrong. I think that was just a really good attack and a really good attempt at a defuse, which unfortunately almost put them out of position for the second objective, but they were able to actually keep a footing with Potty's little sneaky plays. And now, we need to see if they are able to do this.
I'm actually going to watch JPB right now, who's trying to flank with a nader. His medic has gone down, so all by himself, but the flank continues. Fauna taken down, pushing in through the windows, but it looks like Serious Wizard is the only one left alive for PomPoms in this push.
Likewise, we've only got Chicken and Waffles here as well. It looks like Serious Wizard is going to be at least doing a little bit of aggression from the car wash. But there's Chicken and Waffles turret down as well, and Serious Wizard is just waiting for everybody else to catch up to make this push happen. They've got time to take this, but this was a relatively fast second objective capped up here when the sides were flipped. We're going to have to see what JPB can do with that nader. Chicken and Waffles back on the objective itself, holding that down. We've got a huge firefight going down here in the warehouse. Colin's coming around the corner trying to make it happen with grenades, but Israel is able to take down 1-2 of them and make sure that they're not going to get picked up anytime soon.
I believe if PomPoms are able to do this in the next minute, then they will actually win this match based on time. So they've definitely got everything to play for, but even if it takes them a little bit longer, it's still possible if they actually get some of those deliver points put in as well. Right now, Reason just seems to be holding really tight. We've actually got 2 people over on the MG house and 3 people at the main gate, or 1 person behind the main gate. And yeah, they need to really try and come up with something right now, or at least just take the time and aim for getting the objectives on the final objective done.
Oh, actually, if you take a look at JPB right now, he's trying to shoot the generator down with nades, and that generator already has the damage skin on it, so trying to open up this side route, a pretty nice move there, but unable to complete. And look how far forward this is allowing PomPoms, Reason to push forward on defense.
Actually, with a Kira, which Crowd has actually got in his loadout, they could have actually opened that generator almost instantly as soon as he got onto the second objective, which really surprised me that we haven't seen the team do so far, because it would have given you straight access towards that back alley, which allowed you to get really good access into the objective point itself. So maybe we'll see that happen soon.
We have a nice advantage. It's only a 1-man advantage, but the fragger is down for the defending team, and everyone is still up or revivable.
And the bomb is down as well.
And the bomb finally goes down here. Or sorry, for PomPoms.
And it's going to be stuck there in the middle of the train a little bit. And we've got a few players left alive on the PomPoms to hold down the front of it. They're going to be able to get back in there, throw down some med. Chicken Waffles is coming in for it, though, and it looks like it's going to be a serious wizard getting that denial. Only about a third of it getting defused. And we have the gate finally open. There it is. JPB's back in position to flood that train with grenades, but she's going to be taken down immediately.
Israel's on it. Oh,
stabby.
Where did the give? How come there was no give? He was knifing his heart out. He was knifing as fast as he could, trying to give that engineer. He does eventually get the kill, but I think there's going to be time to defuse this the slow way. Just barely, though. Nades sailing through as soon as that C4 was disarmed. But yeah, the urgency of that engineer give is ridiculous. I like to see such an emphasis put on that.
Once again, it's Potty just striking from the rear, making sure that this is not going to be a successful push, or at least not an easy one, and almost took all the wind out of their sails at that point.
Reason is a team which is just always so close to that edge. This was definitely not the first time we've seen them come so close to winning or losing, and it just always seems to either go really bad or really good.
I'm sorry, I just enjoyed the fact that JPB literally walked all the way around just to be that much more quiet. He just walked and got the sneaky slow plant. Which is good for his team. It's pushing the opposing team into an awkward position, and the entirety of PomPoms is coming through the window back area, which is gonna mean they're easy fodder for a fragger. Some nades come in, do the damage, and that is a clean wipe. And now PomPoms, more or less in an unwinnable situation, unless they can plant this thing this very second, run past and get one of the objectives planted. This first round is gonna go to Reason Gaming.
If they can plant in the next 15 seconds, it may still be possible, but it's not looking good at all. It is looking like Reason are more than likely going to be taking the second map in this best of 3 as well. So
you're right though with your early predictions, and Inferno was as well. This was an incredibly close match, and this might be the season for the Reason after all.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean.
I'm not sorry. But yeah, really good hold here from Reason.
Yeah, and continuing to get wiped is pretty much the entirety of PomPoms. Serious Wizard doing his best to stay alive and is actually able to somehow back off and meet up with his teammates. But that's going to be it. Reason Gaming looking to move straight forward through this first round. No major upsets, sort of what we were expecting. Very much in line with what we were expecting, though, also being relatively close games here between PomPoms and Reason.
So 1 minute 18 seconds left on the clock. I want to see if Israel can actually get this defused. It looks like he's actually going to be able to, which is just a final nail in the coffin of the confidence for PomPoms. But there we go. It was a great match, like we did say. I was expecting it to be a little bit easier for Reason in some ways, but I'm very happy to see that PomPoms were able to put up an amazing fight. And realistically, both of these maps were lost on seconds due to some amazing last second saves by Chicken Waffles and stuff, and by no means by a stomp.
Yeah, I mean, I say it every time we have one of these cups. Dirty Bomb is great, and I'm loving the competitive side of this game, because every single cup we see these last minute defuses, these last second plants. It happens every single time, and you know, the first round, even in the first round, we're seeing exactly the same thing. So this bodes well for the rest of the cup, as it looks like Reason will be taking everyone down. I think it looks like Potty calling out the fact that the 4th seed PomPoms will be dropping out here in the cup. GG's though, they made it to the top 8. That alone is an accomplishment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores here as we end things up. Again, they were both able to get that first objective around the same time. Second objective never was taken by PomPoms, and that's going to be it. INI, aka Reason Gaming, taking the first round win. And look at that, 62 kills for Fauna, 62 kills for Kala. So the fraggers doing work on both sides.
Like, the kill-wise, I mean, it was very close. Like, I do kind of feel sorry for Serious Wizard. I think every time we've seen him in one